Birds flying high.
What's up guys, it's Matt here from Break Your Boundaries, and today I'm going to show you how to edit travel videos in Premiere Pro. So traveling has taught me so much about myself and the world around me, and creating video allows you to share that perspective with everyone, especially with the internet nowadays. So I would love for you to be able to create your own travel stories and share your perspective. Keep these tips in mind when you're creating travel videos and you'll have a better outcome. Alright, let's get into it. Alright guys, we're over here in Premiere Pro and I'm going to give you some key tips for creating travel videos. So these are kind of like the essential elements for creating travel videos and something that I think all travel videos need to have in order to be successful. So we're going to be talking about my video that I created called Down the Cape. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. I put a lot of time into it. It's about my family's vacation in Cape Cod. I'll link it below and put it in the card in the video. So everybody, let's jump into it. So the first thing you definitely want with a travel video, and this is for any video, but especially a travel video, you want a strong intro. So I was lucky enough to get some awesome aerial shots with this guy who I met down there in Cape Cod who had a drone. So I got some awesome aerial shots and I instantly knew that was going to be my intro. So let's take a look at this clip here. Here is the intro. We have some different drone shots. We have a POV from my sister, her face, and then we have another drone shot. Ocean scenery, surfers, flyover, and then it goes into the title. Okay, so definitely want a strong intro. And another thing, you really want to edit to the music. So we have the track here, an audio track 2. I believe it's by the artist Erling. The song is quite good and the artist I like a lot. So maybe check him out. I'll have that linked in the description as well. And you definitely want to choose the music first. That's a big tip, at least for me. I mean, some people don't do it that way, but I feel like you have to do it that way to really have it be effective. So I'll show you a part where I edit to the music pretty successfully. So I will start it. I'll start it here and I'll show you how we edit to the music. So with the beat of the song, this part is in sync with the beat. So it's rising, then it stops. And we have a close-up of my sister and the clip is out of focus to in focus and the music has stopped during this. And then it pops back in. Okay, so editing to the music is really important, so choose that music first. Another big tip, because a lot of amateur filmmakers or video creators don't pay attention to audio very much, and audio is very important. It's something that really draws people into the video. So this little part, I did a little bit of sound design. I added in sound effects. So these drone shots, the drone shots don't have any sound to them, but I added an ocean sound effect that I got from online. So we hear the waves, and we really have, you know, that context or that emotion of the ocean because we are hearing the waves crashing and we are seeing those waves. So it helps you really believe that you're kind of there, you know, in the video and experiencing it together. So that's a big thing. Sound design, add in sound effects if possible to have them fit in seamlessly. And another thing is create sequences. So what I mean by that is, let's show you an example. Okay, so here is an example of creating sequences. So these shots are all from the same scene, but we have different shots that fit together to kind of make a story. So my sister walking on the beach, she's turning around. Now she's sitting on the beach, so she walked and then she was sitting. Now we have a close-up of her on the beach. Then we transition to another scene, close-up, wide. Then we have her sitting on the dock. Another shot of her sitting on the dock. So those fit together into a sequence. And within these sequences, we use the mix of shots. Like I said, we have a close-up, We have a wider shot tracking her. We have a wider shot. And then we have another kind of close up there. So that's important. And another thing is use a mix of shots. So, you know, you want those sequences, but you also want to spice it up with like mixing up the shots in like a kind of wild montage type sequence. So here's it. Let's go back to this one. Here's an example of it. We have a bunch of shots mixed together here. We got, you know, sparklers, and we got a lighter, and we got a grill, and we got all of this stuff. Me boogie boarding, and then in the water, the wave, frisbee, and then we have another aerial. So mixing all those is a cool thing to do. The way I did that with this is I messed with the opacity on all these clips, and I stacked all these clips on top of each other and changed the opacity. And it took me a long time to figure this one out, but it worked pretty well, and I really liked how it came out. It took me a long time to edit this, but that's one part that I'm really proud of, and I'm happy that it worked the way it did. But having those mix of shots is important within the travel video, and it really will get people interested in it and bring everything to life. Okay. Another thing is add movement to your shots. So don't have all your shots on a tripod or static, okay? So if you can, this is something you have to practice. You can't do it overnight, but here's something that you can look at. So this one especially, I added movement. So I'm shooting my sister. It's going left to right across, like her feet, and then it's going, revealing more of her face from above. So that is something that you really want to keep in mind, is adding movement to those shots. And then one more thing is shoot a lot in 60 frames per second so that you can then slow it down later. So let's go back here. This shot, I shot it in 60 frames per second, and then I knew that I was going to slow it down, and that's why I shot it that way instead of shooting in 24 frames or 30 frames per second. Because film is usually shot in 24, but that's when you're not going to slow it down, or you're not going to do any slow motion. This one, I knew I wanted to get her walking, have a little bit of slow motion, her looking like that. So that's slowed down a little bit. And to do this, you right click on the clip, speed duration, change it to 70%. Or whatever you want to change it to.
One of the best things about being on the Cape.
Shoot at 60 frames per second.
Beaches,
get a nice little slow-mos in those travel videos.
The people I love.
And one more bonus tip is add in a voiceover. It can really add something to the video. So I, have all these shots, and then decided, let me add in my sister talking about why she loves this place. So we have that voiceover element that really brings something else to the video, and it's not just a montage with cool music. It has a personal touch, and I think that's something that you really want. And a tip for this is record it separately. Think about what you want it to say and what you want the person to say, and it can really bring it alive when it's the person featured in the video. Like, this is my sister, and I recorded her talking later, and recorded some nice audio, and then put that in as an element to the video. So it really brought it together. All right, guys, I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you're able to, get a little more knowledge about creating travel videos. It's awesome to share your perspective and just get into a place that you go to or travel to, and then you can share that with your friends and family or strangers on the internet. So awesome stuff, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And everybody have a good day. Thanks, guys.